I'll jump into the hot corner for you. I'll
Yeah.
stop filibustering. I got two things, neither of which will be a surprise. The Mariners to miss the playoffs at DraftKings right now, minus 105. Anything in the neighborhood of even money there, minus 105, minus 110, even minus 115. I love it. If they don't win that division, I don't think they're taking a wild card spot, and I don't think they're winning that division. So Mariners at minus 105 to miss the playoffs outright is a slam dunk in my opinion. As much as gambling can be a slam dunk. I love that play. Another one, and it goes back to how aggressive we know they're going to be. The Padres at DraftKings are plus money to make the playoffs right now. Plus 125.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, for all the questions there are about these other NL wildcard teams, are they going to buy? Are they going to sell? We all know what the Padres are doing, don't we?
Right.
So, like, why would we not invest in the Padres at plus 125 to take one of those wildcard spots?
Right.
I think that's an obvious bet. I'd bet them up to minus 125, so of course I'm going to bet them at plus 125. Yep. What do you think of those?
No, I agree. I think that's pretty solid. I think the Padres are almost a shoo-in for the playoffs. I really do. Like, I can't imagine a picture of where they don't make it. Because I agree. Like, I'm not a buyer in Pittsburgh. I'm not a buyer in the Mets. I'm not, like, that's not how I see it. It's, to me, like you said, you can pretty much cut this whole thing in half, where it's like, okay, it's St. Louis, it's Arizona, it's the Padres. You know the Braves are going to get a spot. But, yeah, I just given their track record of what they want to do with their roster, how aggressive they are, how they want to improve their roster, I can't imagine that they're not a better team 2 weeks from now than they are today. So I agree. I think that's a shoo-in. And the Mariners, look, you can't be successful. You cannot sustain success if you are that poor offensively. They just can't hit. They can't hit. And especially, I mean, Julio Rodriguez has been their best hitter, but he's been mid all year. You know, like he's been so painfully average to below average all season that it's not fixable with one or two guys. Like we were saying, they need these guys to improve, and I'm not sure that that's coming. We have 4 months worth of season that tells us that the turnaround is just never coming for Seattle. They have all the pitching in the world, but it's just not going to get them anywhere. So the plus side for the Mariners, though, I think, is that it's not like their road to the playoffs at the moment in a wild card scenario is all that steep. Like, if you really think about it, right? Like, you'd imagine the Yankees are going to get a spot. The Twins are pretty good, but given health, you don't know where they're going to end up. The Royals are still a very young, inexperienced team that could very easily fall flat. Same thing with the Red Sox. Like, it's not impossible to picture a scenario where they end up in the playoffs. But, again, I think it's an uphill battle for them, no doubt.
The thing with the Royals, though, like, number one, I think they're better than Seattle today. Like, I just think they're better. They're a better team. But I would push back a little bit on the young and inexperienced. I mean, you got Salvador Perez, Michael Wacha, Seth Lugo. Like, they invested in veteran guys there. Not like a ton of them. Like, the balance of the roster is still young. But, like, I think the moves that they made look really good in retrospect now. And the fact that they're already in early July investing in that bullpen tells me that they're dead serious. And they have the prospect capital to do some things. So, I don't know. I think the Royals are like, if you give me Royals, Mariners, gun to my head, who's the better team right now? Royals. Red Sox, Mariners, Red Sox. Twins, Mariners, Twins. I think they're the worst out of those 4 teams. And those other 3, I think you can have interesting debates about. But I don't think Seattle belongs in that conversation. So I mean, and they're certainly not. I mean, it's funny to say this while they're tied, but, like, I don't think they're catching Houston either. So to me, it's almost too easy.
No, I agree. Listen, if you were to ask me today if I think they make the playoffs, I don't think that they do. Like I said, I don't think they just don't hit enough. all I'm saying here is that I think their road to the playoffs is not like uneclipsable. It's not like this insurmountable mountain where you have legitimate teams that are all catastrophically better than them. I don't know that the Red Sox and the Royals, like, they are, but it's not like they're that much better than Seattle.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I get what you're saying, 100%. Yeah.
So yeah, but I think from a betting perspective, I think it's certainly worth the look and probably the throw.